Mbuvi Sonko has confirmed he has filed for a review of his case at the Supreme Court of Kenya and at the East Africa Court of Justice. This is after the Supreme Court threw out the appeal he had filed challenging the impeachment as Nairobi governor. Sonko maintains that the ruling had many glaring mistakes and has violated his rights as a citizen. Now, the question is, will Sonko finally get justice at the East African Court? Our reporter Henry Tende with the story.
It is now evident former Nairobi Governor Mbuvi Sonko will not rest in his quest to clear his name from graft allegations and put his political career back on track. The flamboyant politician on Saturday confirmed he has filed for a review of his case at the Supreme Court of Kenya and the East African Court of Justice as well. Speaking to the press in Nairobi, Sonko maintains he was never given a fair hearing by the courts and his rights were adversely violated by the same courts.
So we have filed for review before the same Supreme Court. We have filed also before the East African Court of Justice. And I want to tell also Kenyans, because you are total conversant in Sharia, yeah, the East African Court of Justice is recognized by our Constitution under Article 2, Sub-Article 4 and 5. Yeah, all the international treaties, international laws are being recognized. We are a member of the East African community, so we fall under that category. Expressing
confidence that he will get the much sought after justice, Sonko has confirmed this is not the first time such a case will be filed at the East African Court of Justice.
Martha Karua, when she filed a case against Anne Waiguru and the Attorney General and IBC that time, she didn't get justice in Kenya over some issues of costs. She lost in the High Court. Martha Karua lost in the Court of Appeal. Martha Karua lost in the Supreme Court. But she got justice at the East African Court of Justice. And it is also captured in the Kenyan Constitution. So, whatever he's saying that is the end of Sonko, he's lying. It is the start of Sonko. Because I have an active appeal also now. Another one, a fresh one. Yes. So, that's when I see you.
Sonko alleges there is a deliberate scheme to frustrate his political career, citing that the ruling of the Supreme Court came just a day after IEBC had cleared him to run for Mombasa gubernatorial seat.
You all saw the day the Senate was closing for the season, before the elections. All senators, including ODM senators, Kenya Kwanza senators, ODM senators, including Kina Orengo and Senator Mazao, who is a former judge, they are saying my impeachment was wrong. One of the senators said it was acquired through bribery because I differed with some state officers, government officers. And the cases of abuse of office are still pending before the anti-corruption courts.
Additionally, Sonko says the Supreme Court did not follow law on fair administration of justice. He has taken issues with the Chief Justice Martha Koome, saying she had expressed a clear bias after commenting on his case prejudicial.
The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the President of the JSC, commenting on a matter that is pending before court, and she becomes the presiding judge, and she doesn't want to recuse herself. Our whole Supreme Court misleading parties. Our whole Supreme Court wanasema your matter will be heard by a 5-bench judge. Then in the morning you find a 7-bench judge. Presiding judge yule ambao wanasema ajiondoe, already ameshaambia dunia mzima, alikuwa kwa TV na radio, that impeached governor hafai kusimama.
With a never give up attitude, Sonko says he will not be deterred in his quest for justice. For now, it is a wait-and-see situation on what direction the East African Court will give.
After his appeal was thrown out by the Supreme Court of Kenya, Mbuvi Sonko insists he is not done yet politically. He says he is heading to the East African Court of Justice to seek a redress of his case. Henry Tende, Look Up TV, Nairobi.